Shlomo Blas, shalom.
Hi.
You're the director and producer of the David Ben Gurion Escape Rooms. It's an online project. Tell us about it. First of all, where did it start from?
I'm a creator and I created videos, animations, and I have a love for Israel as an Israeli citizen and Zionist. So I wanted to create an experience which is online, interactive, informative. I've created videos and animations in the past, but I wanted something which would last longer, for 30 to 60 minutes, and give people, especially young students or children, something which is more informative and just tells them the story about how Israel was established.
And it's telling the story through our main character of the story is David Ben Gurion himself. Tell us about how it works.
So imagine that it's the 14th of May, 1948, and David Ben Gurion is about to come out with a very important statement, declaration, and he sends you to his office to pick up the Proclamation of Independence.
Sounds simple.
Yeah, but you were locked in the room, and there are 9 locks on the door, and the only way to get out is by watching animations and solving quizzes, which each one at its turn opens another lock. So this is the experience in the room. You go around, you're looking for clues, and you're watching things, and you're answering all these fun puzzles and drag and drop games and blind map, etc. And through this, by the way, you don't need any prior knowledge because they're all solutions that you can get to eventually on your own.
But the
through trial and
solutions
error.
teach you a lot.
So for people who know Israel's history, it's a good opportunity to brush up on their knowledge. But for people who don't, it's an opportunity to learn. I think probably most users are somewhere in the middle.
In the middle, we all are. Tell us about the reactions that you're getting.
So we came up with this a few months ago. Actually, last Yom HaAtzmaut, we came up with a beta version, and the reactions were actually amazing. And we had teachers in New York schools using it for 3rd graders with some assistance, and students using it in other places. People in schools in Australia, the US, Shlichim in the UK used it, and this year we already have schools that are going to be using it.
And you know, in wake of all the controversy, the anti-Israel, anti-Zionism, anti-Semitism, it's not just a lesson about the history. These are tools that can help people day to day.
I agree. I think that's an excellent point because in many cases we find ourselves and people in other countries in the diaspora arguing points that have to do with contemporary issues. But I think it really starts from knowing our history, knowing the facts, knowing what happened in the last 100 or 120 years. I think it's extremely important to know the foundations because as a person who's been involved working, whether it's with government offices or organizations and involved in different Hasbara initiatives, in many cases you'll find yourself debating the basic facts about how did the Jews come here and what's their connection to the land and what led to what and what Israel offered to its neighbors. It usually doesn't end with what happened yesterday in Sheikh Jarrah.
Now about these facts, let's end with a special presentation you put together, also part of this project, basically the facts that people don't know and should know about Israel's independence. Give me a few.
Well, there are a lot of interesting facts. For example, 50%, or at least close to 50%, of the fighting force were Holocaust survivors.
Wow.
People who escaped Europe during the war, right before the war, or after the war managed to survive. And they joined the fighting forces. In many cases, they were young men, at least they were, there was a high percentage of them who managed to escape Europe. And they joined the fighting force, and they were a very high percentage of the people who fought and of the people who sacrificed their lives as well.
That's much more than a fact, of course. That really teaches us a lot, and that's why you put together really this list.
Exactly.
Okay, Shlomo Blas, the David Ben Gurion Escape Room. Thank you very much.
Thank you.